So what I really wanted to do today was obviously not an oil change, it's just some maintenance I had to do, and I wanted to include that you can use the Mazda filter to, like, I just wanted to show that a Mazda filter is better for our Subarus. So that's really what I want to show. But what I really want to do today is work on the trunk. And the trunk, it's like done, but it's like not completely done. I want to give this thing a quick polish, see if I can kind of get it looking 100%. There's little scratches here and there. So I have a few things that I think might help us out. So I'm actually missing one of the things I had. I had like a little container about that big, and it was a polish for aluminum, and I was going to hopefully use that for the tank. However, on Amazon I did get this 6-inch polishing pad and polish bars or whatever, and at Canadian Tire they had this on clearance for like $2. I don't know if this is any good, but we're gonna see if we can get this to work. While I mount this, so I looked into it a bit. I believe wool is the best one for polishing aluminum to get it to like a mirror finish. So I think we're gonna go with the middle pad and give that a shot. If not, I'll probably go with that pad. I really don't know. I'm experimenting, and I don't know what compound is best. It's, you know, the ad really did not explain that very well. It doesn't tell you anything what's good and what's not. So this is going to be completely trial and error. So we're obviously not going to test it on that right away. We're going to test it on some junk aluminum tubing that I have. But let's get this thing thrown onto this. Literally the reason why I bought this was for that. So let's get it installed. So I decided to go with the different pad. The pure wool one, it just felt a little too soft, especially for polishing. I feel like non-polished aluminum before. So we might have to swap it out, like this one afterwards too. Obviously, the wool one to get that mirror finish if we want to go that polished. But honestly, it wasn't too bad to install. I'm just hoping that nut doesn't fly off. But it should be one of those reverse tightening like nuts, so as it's rotating, it should kind of like self-tighten, something like that. Hopefully most grinders, kind of things like that, have that kind of built in, so I'd imagine it'd be the same thing. This shouldn't fly off. Oh, it's making a mess though. After doing a quick Google, I believe this is kind of like the range of how the polish works. So like black is more of like deep scratches and like rust or whatever, getting that off. This is kind of like your middle stage or whatever, and then this would be like your high polish. Since we're using soft aluminum, I'm thinking we might just try the white, see how that goes. If we find it's not really working, maybe we'll do like this first and then that one. I don't think we'll be needing black, so we'll try the white bar, see how that goes, and then the brown. I do know that when you are polishing, you don't want to force the bar into this. You kind of want to just lightly let it hit, and you want the pad and the compound to do the work. You don't want to force it. Otherwise, what you can do is the metal can catch, like the tubing can catch and hit down, and it could launch. You know, that's the whole point of the guard too, so you protect yourself. I took that off just because I don't want to risk scratching my tubing when I'm polishing. So hopefully I can hold it and do a decent job, but let's give it a test try. So something I did notice pretty early on is the straight, where it's straight tubing, it's very easy to get it at a nice high polish. Very easy. It's not focusing on it. So yeah, where it's straight, it's pretty easy to get a nice, reflection or a nice clean finish. It's still not focusing. But when you get to the corners, it's pretty difficult. I guess from the material like kind of bending, it kind of gets like pitty or gritty. So it is possible. This thing really does not want to focus. Yeah, you can see there I got a pretty close to a mirror finish. But it does take a while because it looks like this when you first start, where it's kind of like gritty. And after doing this for a bit, I think I'm going to put the stand back, but I'm probably going to cover the stand just in like some painter's tape. Just because I think holding it, it's more likely for it to catch and grab. Whereas if I have it sitting on something and I'm lightly going in, it's less likely to grab the part and throw it. So I think I'm going to throw it back on. But I think we should be able to do this pretty easily. It'll take a while, but we can get it done. Okay, let's see if this setup helps at all. I think you'll do a better job because now you can kind of hold the piece and guide it as you need. So we'll give this a shot. So I just went over this for probably like 5 minutes or so and came up pretty good. There's little pits and stuff in the corners, but honestly nothing you're going to see, especially since my hard lines are so far away from the trunk. I think we're going to go ahead, pull some of the hard lines out and see if we can give these a quick polish and look like this. Obviously, I'm not expecting a quality mirror finish that's perfect, but if it came out like this, I'd be extremely happy. I think it's pretty good. Let's get it done. It might be hard to pick up on film, but you could really see right there, like right here on the tank, that really needs to get polished. I think a job like this, we have to remove the entire tank to get it properly done. So I'm definitely not doing that today, but I do think we can get the hard lines done today. So I guess I'll throw you guys on a time lapse and we can start banging these out. Okay, so this is kind of what we're looking like. I'm doing something different now. I'm using the same pad, except I'm using this polish. The white one was working well, but it was taking forever. So I'm switching over to this one with this pad. And this kind of gets you a very close finish to being done. But what we'll do is we'll do all 4 of these, and then we'll swap over to the wool pad, which I have yet to use, and then we'll get a mirror finish. So I think that's the way to do it. If you try to use this pad with the white polish, I think it's going to take you forever. It's a waste of time. You're wasting product. So this is the move, I think. So the more of like a cloth pad with the brown polish first, and then probably the wool pad with the white polish. So I'm going to continue on with the rest of them until they all look like this, and then we're going to swap over to the other pad. So we got the 4 done with the with this pad. I don't know what you call it, but this, I don't know. It's not wool, but it's like a cloth pad. we're done with that now. Something I did do also was I put a little towel here because I found that the piece was vibrating, and then as it was hitting the metal, even though I had the tape on it, it was leaving little impressions on it. So at least this kind of covers it and kind of reduces the vibration so it doesn't leave little marks all over your tubing. Um, Overall, like, they look pretty good. Obviously not perfect, but it's pretty good. And I really focus on the parts you see, more of like the behind the scenes. I didn't really worry too much because obviously you're not going to see it, but anything you do see, I did try to make sure it looked really good. I'm going to go ahead, swap out this pad with the wool pad, and then finish everything up. And this is not, I can't really show you it when it's done. I'll probably have to take a video tomorrow during the day just to kind of let you guys see it finished. The tank still needs polishing. I'm not going to be able to get to the tank this season. Maybe next season I'll give the tank a polish, or maybe I'll strip out the tank and bring it back and then give it a polish. It's just, it takes so much time. I don't know if this will really do what I need it to do, and I don't really have a proper way right now of polishing the tank unless I use like my giant polishing pad thing that I have, and there's lots of like deeper scratches I have to make sure to sand down, and I just don't got the time for it. So we're only gonna do the hard lines. We're almost done. Let's just do the final touch-ups to it and then throw her back in.
Start it up.
And that's the finished product. I really don't know if you're going to see much of a difference on camera. Again, it's not perfect. You know, there's little imperfections here and there, but I think from looking in the trunk, it'll look pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and throw it in. And I guess tomorrow I'll kind of show you guys the finished product, just because honestly, you are not going to see nothing right now. It's so dark out. So I went ahead, threw it in real quick. Obviously, you guys cannot tell at all of how good it looks, actually. It looks really good, actually. I'm really impressed. I'm debating now on doing the top ones. I was going to leave them, but I think now they really stand out. But I'll show you guys tomorrow what it looks like in the daylight. Obviously, right now you guys can't see anything, and I'm pretty tired. And that wool pad actually, like, launched. Like, launched once. Like, I am covered on my face, so I'm going to go get cleaned up, call it a night. They call it. Tomorrow I'll show you guys the polished hard lines. So you guys to see that. I think it does look really good, actually. It's a lot nicer than I thought it was going to look. And it's just one of those things. It's one little thing that, you know, you don't really notice. It's the extra little detail that not everyone pays attention to that I guess is there now. So that's pretty cool. Alright, see you guys tomorrow. Alright guys, it's the next day, and bam! They turned out really well, actually. In the garage where you can like really see all the imperfections, you know, I didn't think they were gonna look this good. But now seeing it, I'm like, damn, the tank needs a polish. Like, it's really bad, like right up in front. I think it's just from like the wood rubbing it, just coming in and out every now and then. Like when I was trying to install the kit originally. And even the top lines, they like really stand out now in my opinion. I don't really want to polish them. I don't really have the time. I might just leave it like this. Maybe I'll throw like a sticker or something at the bottom just for the show. For the driven show, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. But they did turn out very well. very well, actually. I'm really impressed. I didn't think they were going to be this nice. Like, damn. Again, it's not perfect, but it ain't bad. But yeah, now you can really see all the imperfections on the tank. So I'm probably going to call it a video just because I honestly don't really have the time to go in, polish the tank, and polish the rest of the hardlines. It took me quite a while to get even these done. And I only did 4. Now they are, bigger pieces, and they are long, and they do have like kind of like hidden like or hard to reach areas to polish, but so does the other rods, and the tank is just, it's gonna take a while. So what I think I'm gonna do is, I think when we park the car, I might take the tank home and the other hardlines home, and then give those a polish outside of the car, just because it's gonna be way easier instead of trying to like reach in here and get it all done. So I think for that, we are going to call that it. I think for driven, this is what we're going to get. It does, in my opinion, look a little unfinished, but, it looks good too. And it's okay. It's all right. It's, at the end of the day, we did do it ourselves. So what are you going to do? On that note, if you guys enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I do have lots of plans still for the channel, videos we can do and upload. I try to keep my stuff a little bit different. I do quite a bit of DIY stuff, so I do try to kind of, keep it a little bit original and kind of make the car stand out and a little different than every other Subaru out there, which it is pretty difficult to do since there's so many out there and so many good builds. So hopefully we keep this thing going, keep uploading, make more content. Hopefully you guys find this enjoyable. And as always, take it easy.